Ask any woman what kind of man she truly desires, and if she's being honest, she'll describe a high-value man. Not just someone who looks good or makes money, but someone with presence, with depth, with strength that doesn't need to be spoken. Most men try to buy attraction. They chase status. They overcompensate. But women don't fall for what's loud. They fall for what's rare. And nothing is rarer in today's world than a man who is truly stoic, grounded in his values, detached from outcomes, and driven by purpose. Being high value isn't about being perfect. It's about being consistent, being unfazed, being sovereign. And in this guide, we'll break down the 7 stoic traits that make women instinctively crave your presence, even when you say nothing at all. Because when you embody these traits, you stop pursuing women and start attracting them. Without games, without pretending, just by being the man most men are too distracted to become. Let's dive in. The first trait of a high-value man is emotional self-control. This is non-negotiable. In a world full of emotionally reactive men, guys who rage text, panic when ignored, or crumble at the first sign of conflict, emotional self-control is a superpower. When she tests you, you stay calm. When she pulls back, you stay centered. When she gets emotional, you don't mirror her chaos. You contain it. This doesn't mean you're cold. It means you're composed. And that composure is what makes a woman feel safe in your presence. It tells her, this man can handle me. This man can handle life. Remember, control over others starts with control over yourself. And emotional mastery isn't something you talk about. It's something she feels when she's around you. It's in your breath, your posture, your unshakable eye contact. Most men think attraction is about being expressive. But the truth? It starts with being contained. Because when you don't lose yourself, she can finally relax into you. That's the foundation. Let's keep building. Let's talk about energy leaks. The subtle ways most men give their power away without even knowing it. Energy leaks happen every time you overthink a text, wait anxiously for her reply, or obsess over her opinion of you. You think you're being attentive, but she feels your inner chaos, and it turns her off. Why? Because women are biologically wired to seek stability. She doesn't just hear your words. She scans your nervous system. If your energy is unstable, she doesn't feel safe. Not consciously, but deeply. A stoic man doesn't leak energy. He doesn't overinvest in uncertainty. He holds his frame. That means when she pulls back, he doesn't chase. When she tests, he doesn't panic. When she's emotional, he stays grounded. This kind of containment, emotional, energetic, psychological, is rare. And rare is magnetic. Most men are leaking energy all day long. You become the one who holds it. You become the eye of the storm. Attraction is not just about what you give her. It's about what you withhold. Not out of manipulation, but out of mastery. Because when your energy is contained, when your emotions are centered, you don't need to impress. You are impressive, and she'll feel it, even in your silence. If you're ready to stop chasing and start attracting, hit subscribe and tap the bell. The next lesson will change everything. The next trait that separates the truly high-value man from the crowd is delayed gratification. Most men are ruled by impulse. They want results now. They want attention now. They want her validation now. But a stoic man delays gratification. He doesn't act out of short-term emotion. He acts based on long-term vision. This shows up in how he speaks, how he waits, how he lets silence stretch, and most importantly, in how he doesn't need to prove anything in the moment. A woman can feel when a man has mastery over his impulses. It makes her trust him, because if you can delay pleasure, you can lead, you can guide, you can protect, you can build. The high-value man doesn't jump for her texts, doesn't respond to drama, doesn't seek hits of dopamine from compliments or likes. He trains himself to stay still, to stay silent, to stay focused. That stillness, that's what pulls her in. Because it says, I'm not here to chase highs. I'm here to build empires. The fourth trait of irresistible masculine energy is mission-first mentality. Every high-value man has a purpose that comes before his relationships. Not because he doesn't care about her, but because he knows his mission is the foundation of everything. Most men lose themselves in women. They sacrifice their goals, their priorities, even their identity to keep her happy. And in doing so, they become less attractive. Because the moment your purpose takes a back seat, your power dissolves. The Stoic man leads with mission. He makes time for love, but not at the expense of growth. He's not always available. He's not always texting. He's building, training, creating, leading. And paradoxically, this makes her more attracted, not less, because she senses your depth, your discipline, your direction. You're not hers. You're yours. And the moment she realizes she can't own you, she wants you even more. Women want to be part of your world, not the center of it. Lead with mission, and let her orbit your gravity. The next trait that keeps her thinking about you long after you've left the room is emotional non-reactivity. This isn't just about staying calm, it's about being unshakable. When she tests you, when life throws chaos at you, when things don't go your way, you don't lose your cool. You don't explain yourself. You don't try to control the situation. You observe. You respond. You lead. Most men react. They argue. They get defensive. They spiral. But the Stoic man stays composed. He doesn't need to win the moment. He's playing the long game. And that self-control is intoxicating. Because emotional non-reactivity isn't apathy, it's power. It tells her, nothing outside of me controls what's inside me. And when she sees that, she knows she's in the presence of a man who can handle her, and everything else. The calmer you are in the storm, the more she trusts your leadership. And trust is what builds deep, lasting attraction. Ready for the next trait? Let's go deeper. The sixth trait of the high-value man, the kind women feel before they even speak to him, is selective vulnerability. Let's get one thing straight. Vulnerability isn't weakness, but random emotional dumping, oversharing to seek validation, that is weakness. And it repels women faster than silence ever will. The Stoic man doesn't share to be understood. He shares to connect, but only when it serves a purpose, only when the moment earns it. And that makes his words more powerful. When a man who is usually composed chooses to open up, not from neediness, but from strength, it lands different. She listens more closely. She feels it more deeply, because it's rare. And women don't crave what's common. They crave what's earned. Selective vulnerability says, I trust myself first, and now I trust you enough to reveal a piece of that self. It's controlled. It's intentional. It's masculine. But most men overshare because they want to be liked. They think spilling every emotion will show they're deep. But depth isn't in what you say. It's in what you withhold, until the moment is right. Let her earn your layers. Let her work to see beneath the surface. Not because you're playing games, but because your emotional world is sacred, and you don't offer sacred things casually. That kind of restraint builds anticipation, and anticipation is one of the most powerful engines of attraction. The seventh and final trait that separates the magnetic man from the masses is detached presence. Let's break this down. Most men are either too detached, cold, indifferent, emotionally unavailable, or too present in a needy way, constantly reacting to her, overanalyzing every text, trying too hard to do it right. But the Stoic man finds the balance. He is fully present in the moment, grounded, attentive, and aware, but emotionally detached from outcome. He's not trying to win her over. He's not worried about how she'll respond. He's not measuring every move to be more likable. He simply is. And that beingness, that centered, calm, and unattached presence, is magnetic. Why? Because it shows supreme inner security. It tells her, I'm here, I'm listening, I'm present with you, but I don't need you to feel whole. Women are drawn to this paradox. You're engaged, yet untouchable. Attentive, but sovereign. She feels your energy, your focus, your calm, and it draws her in without pressure, without performance, without pursuit. This is why the detached presence of a stoic man leaves a woman thinking about him long after he's gone. Because it wasn't about what he said. It wasn't about how funny or flashy he was. It was the energy he carried, the peace he projected, the gravity of a man who's not trying to get, but simply gives through his grounded state. And when you master this trait, you don't chase women. You don't even need to impress them. They chase your energy, because they can't forget how you made them feel. The sixth trait of the truly magnetic man is selective availability. This isn't about playing hard to get. It's about being hard to reach, because your time, your energy, and your focus are devoted to a mission greater than any one woman. Here's the truth. When you're always available, always responding instantly, always ready to drop everything for her, she doesn't value your presence. Why? Because what comes easy gets taken for granted. The stoic man is not rude. He's not ignoring her, but he's prioritizing his time and energy. He doesn't jump into every conversation. He doesn't over-explain his silence. He doesn't feel the need to always be on call. Why? Because he values his purpose and expects her to respect it too. And here's the paradox. The less available you are, the more she wants to be around you. Why? Because selective availability sends a subconscious message. I'm a man with priorities, with standards, with a direction. I choose how I spend my time. And if I choose you, it means something. Most men are so eager to please that they lose all mystery, all weight, all gravitational pull. But when you become a man whose presence is earned, not expected, a man who doesn't chase, but chooses, you become unforgettable. That's the power of selective availability. The seventh trait of the high-value stoic man is silent confidence. Confidence is often misunderstood. Most men think it's about being loud, dominant, or constantly proving yourself. But real confidence, the kind that captivates without a word, is silent. It's in the way you walk into a room without needing to be seen and still get noticed. It's in the way you hold eye contact without trying to intimidate. It's in the way you speak less, but say more with every gesture. Silent confidence doesn't beg. It doesn't brag. It doesn't seek applause. It radiates. It commands. It anchors. A stoic man doesn't announce his value. He embodies it. His posture speaks. His stillness speaks. His restraint speaks. Women pick up on this instantly. They feel his groundedness, and it triggers something primal. A deep, unconscious craving for strength, leadership, and safety. In a world full of insecure noise, be the man who says less and means more. Because the more you can withhold, the more weight your presence carries. And when a woman feels your silent confidence, she doesn't just respect you, she remembers you. The eighth trait of the high-value stoic man is mastery over validation seeking. Here's what most men get wrong. They try to earn her affection. They perform. They flatter. They adjust their personality, their opinions, their truth, just to avoid rejection or win approval. But validation is a trap. The more you seek it, the more you repel the very thing you crave. A stoic man doesn't need her to like him. He doesn't need anyone to like him. He's not rude, he's rooted. He's not arrogant, he's centered. His value is self-assigned, not crowdsourced. When a woman sees that you don't need her validation, you become unpredictable and deeply attractive. Why? Because now she has to earn your attention. She has to prove her worth. This flips the script. Most guys pedestalize women. The stoic man evaluates. He doesn't rush to impress. He observes. He doesn't overinvest. He selects. He doesn't chase. He attracts. Let go of the need to be liked, and you'll be unforgettable. The ninth trait of the high-value Stoic man is command presence, the silent authority that speaks before you ever open your mouth. You've seen it before. A man walks into a room, and without saying a word, everyone notices. It's not his looks. It's not his wealth. It's his energy. Controlled, focused, present. This is command presence. Most men are invisible not because they lack talent, but because their presence is scattered. Their attention is pulled. Their energy is leaky. And because they don't own the moment, no one else feels the need to follow. But a Stoic man walks with intention. He speaks with weight. He listens without rushing. And because he's not desperate to be seen, he is. Women crave this kind of presence because it makes them feel anchored, safe, led. They're drawn to men who carry themselves like they belong, not with arrogance, but with certainty. You want to be unforgettable? Don't raise your voice. Raise your presence. The 10th and final trait of a high-value Stoic man is inner abundance, the mindset that you are the prize. Most men approach women from a place of lack. They hope she'll like them. They hope they're good enough. Every message, every compliment, every action is rooted in one question: will she choose me? But the high-value man never asks that question, because he already knows. He knows his time is valuable, his presence is rare, his attention is earned, and because he moves through life with this inner abundance, everyone feels it, especially women. This doesn't mean arrogance. It means quiet certainty. You're not trying to become enough. You already are. And the more grounded you are in that truth, the less you chase, and the more you attract. This is the final key to becoming unforgettable. You don't need her to validate your worth. You're already full. And because of that, your love becomes a gift, not a transaction. Be abundant in your mindset, in your presence, in your standards. Because when you are the prize, she feels it. So here we are, brother. The end of the ultimate guide to attraction, and the beginning of something far more powerful. You've now seen what separates the 99% from the 1%. It's not about looks. It's not about money. It's not about charm, tricks, or empty confidence. It's about mastering yourself. Because when you live with emotional control, when your purpose leads your life, when your energy is contained, and when you stop chasing validation, you become the prize. Women don't fall for men who are loud. They fall for the ones who are still, the ones who don't need to impress because their presence says it all. You now understand. True attraction isn't something you manufacture. It's something you embody. Become the man who doesn't need attention, and watch how attention chases you. Become the man who doesn't react, and watch how women lean in to figure you out. Become the man who leads with silence, depth, and discipline, and watch how desire follows you without a word. This is the path of the Stoic. This is the way of high-value masculinity. This is marble masculinity. If you've found power in this, subscribe and hit the bell, because the next lesson will take you even deeper. Stay calm. Stay grounded. Stay unforgettable.